My name's Madi Kaplan, or Madison Kaplan.
And how old are you?
I'm 19 years old.
And what are some things you like to do?
I like to hang out with friends, go on little adventures, write, read, and make little videos.
Nice. That's me all the time. I can only brush my hair when it's wet.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, okay.
But then I brushed it this morning. Self-destructive.
So what are the best ways to describe your style sense?
More than I'm willing to share of a percent of my clothes are from Urban Outfitters. Well, I always like very meticulously, even when I look like I don't, like very meticulously planned out what I'm wearing, and that like matters to me a lot. And I like the way Halsey dresses, but I cannot afford that. It's like kind of like that effortlessly like kind of messy where like everything would still like, you'd still look good and cute even if you just had your hair like this, or like wearing a big jean jacket. But like words, I don't know, like kind of like trying to be grungy, but like still lives at home with her parents and shops at Urban Outfitters. Oh, my mom described it as Jane Austen meets Kurt Cobain.
What's your favorite piece of literature?
Most influential in my life would be Slaughterhouse-Five. Love that, but I think Galapagos by Kurt Vonnegut is a better book.
Interesting.
But Slaughterhouse-Five, like parts of that book influences like how I talk, like metaphors in my writing, metaphors and motifs like in my like films I make, like is influenced by that. Oh, but the things they carried is why I wanted to be a writer, and now why I want to make films.
Would you rather be inside or outside?
Outside. I have a very short attention span, and I need to be like stimulated by something all the time. So then just like being outside is really great. I get my energy from others, and I always feed off my energy from others. That's the only reason why I would say I'm extroverted. Otherwise, like I could be alone, that's fine, but then I like wouldn't know how my energy should be. I just like being around people, even if that means just like doing stuff alone surrounded by people, and I feel like that's the best when you're outside. I really love nature. I think it's quite cool.
If you had to choose one color to describe the world, what would it be?
I want to say blue because that's my favorite color, but green.
Okay, do you think that's a positive representation of the world?
I think I always view green as a very neutral color. Well, obviously it's like naturey, like plants are green. And then, but no, I think that there's a lot of different kinds of green, and I really like a cool minty green. And I feel like that can be sort of like sadistic and evil, like Slytherin's green.
Slytherin's ambitious.
I'm a Slytherin.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that.
Slytherin like 1% Hufflepuff. So like green can be really evil, but green can also be nature and life. I've always wanted to like make something that reaches like an immense amount of people, and a lot of people know. Like I have this weird thing where I like love the concept of fame, and I think it's like so like romantic and all of that stuff, but then it also like really sucks. So I guess I like am very like drawn to that like very like secluded artist life. But then but like the idea of like making something that just like transcends like people is really cool.
Would you prefer to take a picture in color or black and white, and why?
Color. Because like people are really into black and white, and I guess I just haven't taken enough art classes or like understand art to the point where I feel like black and white like adequately describes stuff. Like yes, I've seen a lot of black and white films and think that they're like amazing. They're black and white photos, and I'm like, this looks incredible. I used to do black and white filters on my Instagrams, but all that being said, I just love color, and even if you like get it to be like very like monochromatic and that like everything is blue or that was unintentional. I feel like that just like says more. But like black, I like everything in like my life is like very black and white in terms of like I'm an extremist.
If you could name our generation, what would you name it?
Something like the Lost Generation, because I feel like that's kind of, it would be kind of like ironic because this is like the era where everything is like very much found. Like you literally like I have like at dinner I'll be like having like a debate with my dad, and then rather than like I think it's so much fun to just debate it even though I'm probably wrong and like all that stuff, but then he'll just be like, hey Google, and I'm like, what the, no, like you don't need to do that. But then so wherever in a place where everything is very found, I feel like people lose a lot of things. Maybe, so yeah, like the second Lost Generation. As somebody who's not allowed to get any more piercings than I already have, and any tattoos, or like facial piercings or anything like that until I graduate from college, I think that hair is a really great way to express yourself. I think it says a lot about it because it's kind of like the most permanent, temporary thing on your body.
What has struck you most in the last year just because of its sheer beauty?
Okay, so we're like going across the glacier and we like see, and it's just like very eerie because the whole time, so we had to be hiking in like our full hiking group, and there were 15 people of us, 15 people. And then like usually when we're hiking you have to do bear calls and stuff, so you're like making a lot of noise because like you don't know like when you're going to be near a bear, like if you're near a bear, and you need to like scare them off because they're big and like you're in their home. It's like when you go surfing and like you're attacked by a shark, it's like, well, you know, it's like the same thing. So but then when we're on a glacier, like there are no bears on the glacier, so we could be completely silent. And that was like a very like meditative experience because there's this one point where we were stretching this one stretch where we were walking for 40 minutes. It was like towards the end of the day, so everyone's really tired. And then we're like walking, and it's like there's just like glacier, and then like there's like ice and like rocks, and then we're almost walking on this like ledge where it like goes down on either side, where like you know that like one sort of like trip and like you'd tumble. You'd be okay, but like you'd tumble. And then so then you're just walking, and you could like only really look down. Because like the rocks are really uneven, like we didn't have any paths, and then like you every so often you like look up and you're just like, what? And then you just like look up and see like all of these things of like just layers of ice that you're like, that's been there for longer than those things,
right?
And that's really cool. And then another one was on our last night on the trail, or like last night where we were like independent, so like away from our instructors and like a group of like 6 kids, and we like get to this like place, get to our campsite, and there's like a lake just like in the middle of a valley, and then it's like mountains, and just like more mountains just everywhere. And we're like by this lake, and it was just like the most exquisite place I've ever been in my entire life. And like my entire group was just like silently like laying on the side of this hill for like 2 hours, just like people were like, you were just doing whatever you needed to do right then. And so like I was reading, writing, and just like kind of like looking around me, and that was really special. Well, you can just like tell when a person thinks that they're beautiful.
Okay.
And that like, so like when they like themselves or love themselves or are into themselves enough for like it to show through in that moment, like that's incredible. When they're just like very unapologetically themselves, like that's beautiful. And when a person is beautiful, they just like know that, and like they know that, and the way they act like shows that they're like unabashedly afraid. Like no, they're unafraid to just like show that to the world. It's not like that One Direction thing where it's like, you don't know you're beautiful, that's what makes you beautiful. No, because that's like not true.
Yeah.
People who know they're beautiful are so beautiful.
Do you like viewing the world as vast or small and highly connected?
I like viewing it as vast and highly connected.
Cop out!
No. Okay. So I find there's a lot of scariness, but also a lot of comfort in the unknown. But regardless of that being said, I love it when things are interconnected and when things feel really small. But I also really love, like, you know, did you read Frankenstein?
Yeah. Oh my god, I actually
picture?
loved that book.
I loved that book. You know that picture on the front of it? It's like some romantic painting where it's like the little dude and then like all this stuff. Yeah, like I love that. Love knowing that there's so much more out there other than you. But what I also love is that you can see connections in like your everyday life, and how like everything can feel really, well, no, because I don't like it when things feel small, but like I like it when things feel connected. Yeah, so I like the huge expansiveness of it, but like with that comes like expansive opportunities, because it's like randomness like isn't random, like there's controlled randomness, and I like love chaos. I like crave chaos, and like all of that stuff. But like for like little connections, I just like things when things are like very like cyclical. It's my favorite thing in the entire world. At the beginning of the summer, I had like a very fun and incredible and like beautiful and like very emotional and like surreal experience with like 2 of my friends. And like the whole time we were listening to both Lord and K-Play, and like just like analyzing the lyrics, letting them like seep into our skin and stuff. And then my last I would say like the last landmark of my summer is like going to Outside Lands, and I only got to go on Sunday, on which I saw K-Play.
That's really funny. Yeah. Tell me a story you wish everyone knew about you.
I am like the very aggravating at times wonderful little sibling who has always been very weird, very different than everyone else in like very much every single way imaginable. And that's always good and fun to be the one that stands out. Like it's like really fun when it's like not fun. So it's like really great when you actually find people who like don't look at things like because it's like acceptance versus understanding is like when, oh no, we like love and accept you for your differences, or like no, we like get it, like we do that too, like LOL.
Sympathy versus empathy, kind of.
Exactly, yeah. And I'm obsessed with empathy. That's the reason I want to write and like make stuff, is empathy, like the things they carry. Like thank you, Tim O'Brien. And then So then because of that, I would say like always being like told you're different and you're weird, like I always like had a voice in my head saying don't do that, that's weird, don't do that, that's weird. And like I don't even think it was like my voice, but rather just like all these circulation of like people I really cared about's voices, who I like cared about and admired. I still do, but like they're different than me, so you can't like compare yourself if you're a rose to all the daisies or something like that. And then so then I would say it took a really long time. So then once I started doing those things, or once I said like fuck you to that voice, to be like okay with doing all of those things that like people would like raise eyebrows at, or like all of those things. And I don't know if there's a specific instance, but then like people a lot of times say like, oh, you're so confident, you're so like, oh my god, like stop being so like cocky, or like all of those stuff, or like not even that, but like kind of when you're like annoyingly, like I know for a fact, like for someone who like likes to like make videos as much, like I'm such a camera whore, like oh my god, like if somebody's taking pictures I'll just like pose or something like that.
Right.
And I think that I wish more people knew about all the times when like that wasn't the case, and like how long it took to like get there. Some family like vacation or something, and I like was like, oh, I think I look really good right now, or like something like that. And then my sister is like, geez, like self-centered much? And like, and I just turned to her and I just go, no, I just like really like myself. And then so I wish that people knew about all the times that wasn't true, and like all the times where you're like for every like smile I do in front of a camera, there's like a million times of like crying in my room. When you're so scared you're never gonna be enough, so now like I'm out here just like I have this is all of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish like people knew that.
And you should be all of you.
Exactly.
I love all of you. So thank you for doing this. Girls Get Real.
So real.